All right, so as you can see there, we have a nice amount of width, depth, and height, and that's strictly for the cargo area by itself. But we do also have the option of folding the third row seats down, and it's nice because it's a power process inside of this vehicle. So it's power up, power down for the third row, and then it's power down and then manual up for the second row. But very straightforward. Just along our left-hand side there, we have a series of different buttons. So we've got our release for our up and for our down, which is nice, and we can fold these things down independently if we wanted to. Single button press. And then same idea, so we can get that other row folded down there as well. I love how simple it is. But look at the difference in the depth when we have that third row folded down. So it is nice because we can kind of split the bench off one way or the other if we need to create more storage space for different seating configurations and things like that. Now, as I mentioned, we do also have the option in order to do a power release for that second row, and it's the same idea there. So it is just a release, and down it goes. Now, we do have the option either for a bench seat in the middle, so we do have the option for either a 7 or an 8 seat configuration, just depending on what you need. But if we go for the 7 seat configuration, we will have dual captain chairs. One thing to note, the bench seat configuration is going to be standard in the lower trim levels, so the 3 lower ones. We do have the option in order to get the dual captain's chair set up there as well in the 2 higher trims. So it's standard in the highest trim, optional inside of this limited or luxury package. But look at all the depth there. So it is nice that we can kind of fold these things down how we want to create the optimal depth that we need. And like I said, we can have one row folded up or down if we want to. So let's say if you needed to kind of store some boxes, but at the same time you wanted to make sure that you've got enough space for people in the back seat, you've got that flexibility to be able to easily do that. We do have quite a few options in order to get into the third row of the vehicle. And it's pretty straightforward to be able to do it. So first one, we actually do have a latch along the bottom there. We can pull that if we want to manually fold. So you don't have to worry about being in the third row or being in the trunk in order to fold this thing down. We can easily lock it down that way. But one thing to think about, when we lock it down, it's actually locked down into place, which is kind of nice. So in order to pull the seat back up, we just have to pull that lever again and then lift it back up. So really is that simple. Now, we do have a few different ways we can fold the seat down as well in order to get into that third row. So we do have a button just along the very bottom there, so we can press that in order to be able to slide the seat forward, and it's literally just a slide so we can move through. Or if the seat was back and the third row passengers wanted to get in instead, we've got a little button along the top. So same idea, we just push that button and it goes.